Dear students, today we are going to discuss about the web features that are available in PHP. We know that the main web features that are provided by a web programming language is the case of sessions and cookies in web applications. Initially, we are going to explore the world of sessions. Session means these are some data which is stored on the web server side. Suppose if we are logging to a particular website, then we provide our email ID and the corresponding password for login. Then after login, we get a home page which contains an welcome message with our name. Then the next page again, uh, your name is displayed there. The third page also sometimes your name is displayed again in the third page. Likewise, that is the name is traversed from one page to the other. So it is because of the session data. Because name is accessed as a session data, that is why the name is traversed from one page to the next pages. That is the basic usage of a session. Whenever we are log outing from that particular website, that session will be destroyed. That session variable or that name will be destroyed. The next time another user will log into the particular site, his name will be traversed from one page to the other. Whenever he log outs, that session is also destroyed. So session means it is used to store state information on a web server. Example, username, login state, authorization status, etc. It is only available for the current browser per session. So sessions are available for a short period of time. It is having the expiry as the login time to the corresponding logout time. Sessions work by creating a unique ID for each visitor and storing variables based on this UID. So the sessions will be work based upon a unique ID, and this unique ID is generated for every user. At the same time, the corresponding data is stored based on this user ID. User ID as well as unique ID, UID. The UID is either stored in a cookie or is propagated in the URL. This unique ID of the session variable is either stored in a cookie file or it can be propagated in the URL of the corresponding website. Now let us see how do the sessions work. Each user is assigned a unique number or session ID. So whenever a user logins to a particular website, a user is assigned with a unique number, and that unique number is termed as the session ID. Session ID is stored in a cookie or passed between pages via the URL. So this unique number generated by the login page, or at the time of login, a unique number is assigned to the corresponding user. That unique number is termed as session ID, and this session ID is stored in a cookie file, or this session ID is passed between the pages of the website through the URL. Session data is stored in a text file on the server. So whenever this corresponding user logins, its details, the session ID as well as the session details will be stored in a text file on the server side. On the server side, it is stored in a file named underscore session ID. Underscore session ID. Session data can be accessed through a PHP super global variable $_session. If anybody wants to access the corresponding session data, we have to access that particular session data using $_session variable. So $_session is a super global variable in PHP. So remember, whenever a user login to a particular web application, a user based on the user, a unique number will be generated, and it is termed as session ID. Session ID is stored in a cookie file, or it can be propagated through the URL. Session data is stored on the server side in a text file named underscore session ID. And in order to access the session data, we have to use dollar underscore session variable. Then we can see how to create a session. For our web application, in order to create our session, we have to start the coding with session underscore start. Though the session underscore start function is used to create sessions. So if you want to create a session, we have to use session underscore start function. Session underscore start. It must be called before any output to browser. So this function should be the first thing or first expression that is called while a web page is loaded. Must be called on every page that will participate in the session. So this session underscore start will be called on every page that will participate in the session. If session underscore start is not called, session data will not be available. So if you are not mentioning this particular function, session underscore start function, the session data cannot be accessed in that particular web page. And this particular function, session underscore start function, does not have any parameters and it does not have any return values. So in order to start a session in PHP, we have to use session underscore start function. Then another point regarding to this session is session underscore start function must appear before the HTML tag. So we know that for a particular web page, the HTML is the first tag that should be used. So if you want to implement a session in our web page, we have to start the web page with session underscore start function. So here this is an example for a PHP page which uses the session. The first tag in the corresponding web page is PHP tag. Then comes the session underscore start expression. Then PHP is closed. Then comes the HTML and the other related tags in HTML. So this indication, the first line of PHP indicates the corresponding browser that the corresponding web page is accessed a session. This tells PHP that a session is requested. Then a session ID is then allocated at the server end, and the session ID looks like this. We know that whenever a user logins to a website, a session ID or a unique number should be generated for that particular user, and this session ID looks like this. It will be a very big alphanumeric expression. That ID is an alphanumeric expression like this. And this data is stored in a cookie file, or it can be traversed to the URL, and on the server side it will be stored in a file called ses underscore session ID. So if you want to access this session ID, you have to use dollar underscore session of dollar underscore session. That is a global variable which is related to session. Then how we access the data in session variables. So dollar underscore session is a variable which is used for accessing the session data. Dollar underscore session of int variable. Dollar underscore session of int variable is equal to 10. So testing if a session variable has been set. If you want to test whether this session variable is set, we can start a session like this, session underscore start. If not of dollar underscore session int variable, then this will be happened. So this particular expression will give the idea that whether the int variable is, the session variable is access the data in variable or not. This is an example which related to sessions. So the name of this web page is first.php. So here is a PHP starting tag. In the starting tag, a session is created. The first function is a session function. session initiation function session underscore start. Then dollar underscore session of name is equal to JAWS. Dollar underscore session of age is equal to 30. So two session variables are created. The first variable name is name. The data is JAWS. Second variable name is age. Data is 30. Then after that, HTML tag is opened. Inside the body, a hyperlink anchor function or anchor tag is specified. Link, and it will be having the page next.php. Hyperlink is set to a page called next.php. Body is closed. HTML is closed. So this is first.php. So this first.php, the user get a feel of a hyperlink on the corresponding web page with link data link. So if you are clicking that particular link, it will traverse to next.php web page. This is the coding for next.php web page. Here also the first tag is a PHP tag with function session underscore start. So in this case, the idea that this page is also accessing the session data. In the previous page, first.php page, we start the session and we assign two session variables, name and age. Name contains a data called JAWS and age contains a data called 30. So inside this next.php, here also a command called, a function called session underscore start is there. So this next.php page is also having the privilege to access the session data. So after the PHP tag, HTML tag is open, body, welcome. Again, PHP tag is opened, echo dollar underscore session of name. So a PHP expression is embedded in the corresponding HTML page. Welcome PHP echo underscore session of name. What is echo underscore session of name? It contains the data JAWS. So it produces a message like welcome JAWS. Then after that, PHP tag is closed. BR. BR is HTML tag for line break. Your age is, again PHP tag is opened, echo dollar underscore session of age. So your age is session underscore dollar underscore session of age, which contains the data 30. So your age is 30, that is displayed. Then in the same thing, in the PHP tag itself, again echo BR session ID. So echo inside the display echo statement, BR is there. So it produces a line break with data session ID. The next line we are getting the data session ID. Then echo session underscore ID. So the ID of this particular session will be displayed using session underscore ID function. Then after that, PHP tag will be closed. Then body tag is closed. HTML is closed. So what happens here in the corresponding web application is, on the first page we get first.php contains a hyperlink with there will be a hyperlink with data link. So whenever users press that particular link, it will get this next.php, which contains the message like this: welcome JAWS, your age is 30, session ID is a alphanumeric expression. Hope you understood how the session data will be traversed from one web page to other by accessing dollar underscore session variable. Now let us see how we can destroy a session. In order to destroy a session or a session variable, we have to use the unset function, unset of dollar underscore session of username. So what is the data stored in username session variable? That thing should be destroyed, or that is removed. Then session underscore destroy. Session underscore destroy will destroy all the details regarding that particular session. So the details regarding the session ID, session variables, everything should be removed from the server side. So in order to destroy a session, we are having session underscore destroy function. And if you want to remove the session variable or remove the data in session variable, we have to use unset function, unset of $_session of username. So what is the data stored in username? That is destroyed. That is only destroyed using the unset function. If you want to delete everything related to that a particular session, we have to use session_destroy function. Now we can explore the world of cookies. In the JavaScript module, we discussed about cookie. Cookie is a small file which is stored on the browser side. So these cookie files are used for storing the user information. In PHP also, we can create cookies. We know what is a cookie is. A cookie is often used to identify a user. So cookies are some data which is used to identify a user. A cookie is a small file that the server embeds on the user computer. So cookie is a small file which is stored on the browser side, and this cookie files are generated by the server, and the server embeds these particular files on the user's computer. Each time the same computer requests a page with a browser, it will send the cookie file to. So each time the same computer requesting a particular web page from a browser, the browser will send the corresponding cookie value to. With PHP, you can create and retrieve cookie values. So from the server side itself, we can create cookie to the browsers. With PHP scripting language, we can create both cookies as well as we can retrieve the cookie values. Let us see how we can create a cookie. In order to create cookie in PHP, we are having a set cookie function. So the set cookie function is used to set a cookie. The set cookie function must appear before the HTML tag. So in the previous case, we discussed about session. If you want to create session with a particular web application, session_start will be the first expression on that particular web page. Likewise, if we want to create a cookie to a particular web page, we have to use set cookie function. Then that set cookie function should be the first line in the web page before the HTML tag. Now let us see the syntax for set cookie function. The basic syntax for set cookie function is set cookie. It takes first argument as the name of the cookie. Then the second argument is the value that should be associated with the corresponding cookie name. Then third argument is the expiry date of the corresponding cookie. And fourth attribute is the path, is a URL where this particular cookie is associated with. Then last attribute, the fifth attribute defines the domain name in which the corresponding cookie associated with. So this set cookie function take 5 arguments. First argument is the name, which represents the variable name and corresponding value to be stored in the cookie. So the first thing is name, as well as the second is the corresponding value. Then third argument is the expire attribute. It defines how long the cookie is valid for. Then the path and domain will be associated with the URL where the domain name the corresponding cookie is associated with. So this is about set cookie function. Using set cookie function, we can create cookies. The path attribute defines which sessions of the domain specified in the domain attribute can access the corresponding cookie. So that means which all are the web pages that can access that particular cookie file. Then secure attribute. One more attribute is a secure attribute, which indicates whether a secure HTTP connection is mandatory before the cookie can be accessed. So a secure attribute is an optional attribute. It indicates that whether a secure HTTP connection is a mandatory thing for accessing the corresponding cookie or not. So here there is an example for setting cookies. Here we set multiple cookies So set cookie of username white whale. This is MK time means its starting time plus this much milliseconds, then slash. Slash means the current URL. So here a cookie data is stored. The variable name is username, which contains the data white whale, and this cookie is having an expiry of 1,29,600 milliseconds. Then next is set cookie of email joe@somewebsite.com. It is also having some expiry date. So here the next data which is related to the corresponding URL is email. The email stored as joe@somewebsite.com. It is also having some expiry date. The third cookie associated with the same web page is role, and it contains data moderator. It is also having an expiry date, and the URL associated with is the admin page of the current website. So three cookies are associated with the corresponding web page or corresponding URL. First cookie data is, or cookie name is username, which contains data white whale. Second cookie data is variable is email, which contains data joe@somewebsite.com. Third URL variable is role, and its data is moderator. All the three cookies are having different expiry dates, and the first two are associated with the current web page, and third one is related to admin web page. So this is some of the attributes which are associated with set cookie function, a description and example. Attribute name is equal to value. The cookie name and value like this. Email is equal to myself@some.domain.com. Expires. The validity of the cookie expires Friday 25 Jan 2008 time IST likewise. Then domain. The domain associated with the cookie, that is .thiswebsite.com. Path. The domain path associated with the cookie. Suppose if you are accessing a web page like visa.ac.in/home, likewise. So that path is mentioned here. Then secure. If present, a secure HTTP connection is required to read the cookie. If you are specifying secure, then we can only access the corresponding cookie file through a secure connection like HTTPS protocol. Now how we can see how we can read the cookies. Cookies set for a domain became available in the special $_cookie associative array in PHP scripts running on that particular domain. So in the previous session we discussed as in order to create a session we are having session_start function. If you want to access the session data, we are having a variable called $_session, that is a super global PHP variable. Here for cookies also we are having a variable called $_cookie. Here the $_cookie is an associative array in PHP which is used to access the cookie data. It is an associative array because for a cookie we know that we are having a cookie name and the corresponding value. So associative array means an array with key as well as data values are there. Likewise, cookie is having a name as well as its data is there. So $_cookie is an associative array in PHP scripts running on that particular domain. These cookies may be accessed using standard array notation. So by using the standard array notation, we can access the cookie data. Here we are having an example code. This is a starting of PHP code. If is set of $_cookie of email. It means that if any cookie is set with variable name email, then if it is set, then the if part will be executed. Well, echo welcome back $_cookie of email. In the set cookie function, we already set cookie as set cookie of email as joe@somewebsite.com, something like that. So here if you are trying to access that particular cookie, if ESET function is used to check whether a variable is set or not. If $_cookie of email is set, then the if part will work. So it will produces a message like welcome back, the data like joe at some website.com, something like that. That will be displayed. Else it will display hello new user. If cookie is not set, then it give a message like hello new user, because it is new to the corresponding, and the web page is new to the corresponding user. So if you want to access or read the cookie data, we have to use $_cookie of that particular cookie variable name. Now let us see how we can remove cookies from a web application. To delete a cookie, use setCookie with its name to set the cookie's expiry date to a value in the past. So if you want to delete a cookie, we have to use the same setCookie function. The idea is that we can set the cookie's expiry date to a value that is already passed. So here this is a particular code which demonstrates how we can remove a cookie. $RET is equal to set cookie of role moderator make time minus 1600. MK time means current time minus 1600, which means that that time is already over. So likewise we can remove cookies from a web application if $_RET echo cookie header successfully transmitted. So this message will be printed if RET is having a particular value. Otherwise, if RET is not having a value, nothing will be displayed. So we already discussed about how to set cookie. In order to set cookie function, in order to set a cookie with a web application, we have to use set cookie. Then it takes different arguments: the cookie name, value, expiry, path, domain, whether it needs a secure connection or not. Likewise, if you want to access the cookie data, $_cookie of that particular variable name. Then if you want to remove cookies, we have to set the expiry date to a past value. Likewise, we can manipulate cookies in PHP. So we already discussed about sessions and cookies. Now we can see the usage of HTTP headers. HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. We can use this HTTP headers to traverse from one web page to another. So the header function sends a raw HTTP header to a client. So this particular header function is used to send an HTTP header to a client. It is important to notice that header must be called before any actual output is sent. So before sending the actual output, we have to call the corresponding header function. The most commonly used header is location colon header. So the widely used header is the location header, which is used to transparently redirect the user's browser to a different URL. So this type of HTTP headers are used to relocate the control from one web page to another, and the most commonly used HTTP header is the location header, and the syntax is like this: location colon, you have to specify the corresponding URL. So if you want to use or if you want to traverse from one web page to another, we can use this header, HTTP header functions, and the syntax is like this. We are having a sample code. This is a PHP starting tag header of, we can use location colon, you have to specify the URL here. Then the corresponding header parenthesis is closed. Likewise, so here what happens is whenever this particular web page is loaded, it will be navigated to php.net web page.
You can also send other headers, for example, cache control or content encoding headers. Some other headers are also available. If you want to make a cache of the corresponding web page, we can use this cache control. Then if you make any content encoding schemes, you can use the content encoding headers like that. So the most commonly used HTTP header is location header, which is used to traverse from one web page to the other. So in order to specify that, or if you want to use the location header, the syntax is like this: header of, then inside the parenthesis in single quotes you have to specify it is location colon the corresponding URL. So this is all about the location header.
Hope you understood about how to create sessions and cookies in PHP. Thank you.